Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Before I start, I want to thank you all for being part of this journey and building this channel together with me. And considering that we will be reaching 10,000 people very soon, I want to announce that I will be doing a special video for 10,000 subscribers where I will be answering your questions. So I encourage you to ask me anything that you would like to know in the comments down below, and then to share this video so that we can grow. And if you're not subscribed yourself, why not? So in this video, I want to answer to a question that I recently got, and it is a question from a person named Dor, and he or she says, do you think that your job is making it hard for you to stay in shape? I was wondering about it. I have a lot of friends and people in my environment who work in the tech industry and programmers. A couple of them are in good shape, however, a lot of them always say that they are tired and unmotivated. I was wondering if this is common experience for programmers. This is a very interesting question, and the short answer is no, this is not the case for me, and it definitely doesn't have to be the case for you. And in this video, I want to share a couple of tips related to food, sleep, and then I want to show you my training routine to help you maintain that healthy body, have a lot of energy, and not have any weight problems. And I will leave timestamps as well so that you can navigate yourself to each individual part. So there are three main things that you have to take care of. And then if you're still having problems, at the end of this video, I will mention a fourth thing that can be a potential reason why. So if this topic is something that you are interested in, I would highly recommend you to watch the entire video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the way you eat food. And for me personally, I have been following a vegetarian diet for the past 10 years or something like that. And that is just something that keeps my body healthy. It gives me a lot of energy so that I can train. And then that training is something that keeps my body in shape. However, I do remember a period of my life when I was in high school, and a period of my life when I would feel tired all the time. And it went to the point where I would come home from school and then I would literally fall asleep in those same clothes that I was wearing to school. That is how tired I was. And I've seen that changing my diet had a huge impact on my health. However, I will not tell you it's very simple, just eat more vegetables and fruits and everything should be okay. But I rather want to focus more on concrete algorithm, on design patterns and mistakes that I've seen people doing, and simple changes that you can incorporate in your everyday life, but that can have a huge impact on your health as well. The main reason that you have weight problems as a developer is mindless eating, and this is something that I see very often. A lot of my colleagues have some sort of snacks on their tables all the time, and those are things like chips and chocolate and cookies and things like that. And take my word for it, if you have it at your table, if you have it at your site, you are going to eat it 100%. So the best would be just don't bring it with you, don't buy it, don't have it in your bag, and have some healthier options instead. And I will include some of the snacks and foods that I eat if I can find any clips. And then another thing is, don't go grocery shopping when you are hungry. Because when you're hungry, your brain is constantly looking for foods that will bring those energy levels up. And it is much easier to get those energy levels up with foods that are calorie dense. So it will make you buy those foods. So never go grocery shopping when you are hungry, and then have some healthier options at hand as well. Another very important tip is don't ever go on extreme diets. And I would say don't go on any diet at all if it is not something that is sustainable long-term as a lifestyle, but especially don't go on those diets that promise you to lose a lot of weight in just a couple of days or weeks, because you will probably lose that weight if you stick to that diet long enough. However, it is just not worth the damage that you can make to your body. To put it simply, your body is a machine and it uses food and calories as a fuel. And if your body gets used to working on very low amount of calories, once you start eating normal amounts of food, you will actually gain weight. And that is the notorious cycle of yo-yo dieting. So you go on an extreme diet, you lose weight in that process, but in that process you starve your body so much, and it gets to the point where you are constantly hungry, and the only thing that you can think of is food. So you start eating again, but considering that you have starved your body so much, now your body thinks that it just went through a period of famine, because that is something that happened a lot throughout the history. We didn't always had fridges full of food and restaurants and food delivery. So now your body says, okay, if something like this happens again, unless I have enough amount of body fat to sustain me through that period of starvation again, I will probably die, and I don't want to die. So now your body says, okay, let's now store this food and this energy that we are eating now as body fat, and then you start gaining weight. And that is the cycle that can never end unless you decide to end it. And you cannot actually end it if you go on these extreme diets. So baby steps, small changes, something that is maintainable long term. And I actually have a tip for this as well, and that is to enjoy the process itself. You have to enjoy the process of losing weight in order to maintain it long term. And you definitely cannot enjoy it if you are eating only broccoli and kale and oatmeal all the time, because that is just not enjoyable for anyone. But what you can do is you can make small modifications to these healthy foods so that you make them more enjoyable for you. For example, if Friday nights were mac and cheese nights for you, how about making those mac and cheese and broccoli nights? So 50% broccoli and then 50% mac and cheese. Or if you, for example, always eat cereal for breakfast and now you want to switch to plain oatmeal, that is just not going to be that tasty. But how about adding a little piece of chocolate to that oatmeal, or a little bit of ice cream or whipped cream, something like that? All of a sudden it becomes, for example, 70% healthy and then 30% unhealthy, or 80% healthy and 20% unhealthy, which is a lot better than 100% unhealthy. And this is something that is so much more satisfying to you, and it is maintainable long term, because you know that in each meal you have something that you love and something to look forward to. So these were some tips related to food that I have. And then if you have some tips that work for you, something that you have seen and read, please write those in the comments down below, because we are all part of this and we would all love to read something informative and useful. Now, second very important thing is going to be sleep. And this is something that is a problem for me, because most of the time I sleep for 5 or 6 hours per night, and this is just something that I have been doing for so long and I somehow got used to it, but I don't believe that it is the healthiest approach to sleeping. So in this particular situation, I would say do as I say, not as I do. So anywhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep is going to be optimal for adults. I believe that most adults should aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. And then if you are under extreme amounts of stress, either physical or mental, it is normal to sleep longer in that situation. And then third, and my favorite, is training, physical activity. So for me personally, I have been training for the most part of my life, but it just never was sports in a traditional sense, because throughout my childhood and even teenage years, I used to be very small, very petite, and I just didn't want to play sports with these big humans. So then at the end of my high school, I suddenly grew and I was 174 or 175 centimeters. So I thought, oh, so I get to be tall in this life, right? So I figured that I need 1 more centimeter to be a fashion model. So I asked God, please give me 1 more centimeter, and it didn't happen. So I went for software engineering university and I ended up as a programmer. Such a huge loss for Victoria's Secret, I know. I'm just kidding. I would go for software engineering either way. So as I was saying, throughout my life, I always was pretty active. And for the first half of my life, that was running. I used to run for 10 miles a few times per week. And then I had this transition period where I did only yoga and dancing. And then for the past 5 years, I have been training in a gym, and I will insert some clips of my training here so that you can see that. So I always had some activity that I enjoyed, and I always did that. And that is the best advice that I can give to you as well. Find something that you like and stick to that. So for example, if you enjoy going to the gym, go to the gym. If you enjoy playing sports, playing basketball, volleyball, tennis, something like that, do that. If you enjoy hiking or dancing, go hiking and dancing, because the best type of training is something that you can stick to long term. And nowadays, there is this huge pressure to be fit and shredded and have a lot of muscle. And as someone who comes from that world, I have to tell you that having a lot of muscle and being fit does not necessarily make you healthy. So having abs and big shoulders and bicep and chest and glutes for girls, that does not necessarily make you healthier than someone who does not have abs and big muscle. And it can even be unhealthy if you take it to the extreme level. So find some sort of activity that is enjoyable for you and stick to that. If you have a dog, for example, go walk that dog for an hour or 2 hours a day, and that is going to be a training for you. Or use a bicycle instead of a car to go to work, and things like that. Now, one very important thing regarding the part of the question asking, do you feel tired? I would say no, most of the time I don't, and after training I even feel more energized. I do have sometimes muscle pain and muscle soreness if I change something in my training routine, but for the most part I train because I enjoy it. And I don't torture my body with training, I don't punish it, I don't take it to extremes because I don't believe that is healthy. And your body is a machine after all, and it can break, so don't take it to extremes. I believe that is going to be the goal for most people, so to be healthier, to have more energy, and to keep their weight in check. But if you're feeling extremely tired, even though you are taking care of your food, your sleep, and your training, that can be some underlying health condition as well. Now, I am not diagnosing anyone, I'm not a medical doctor, but from the things that I have seen and read, and if I was feeling extremely tired, I would definitely check my thyroid, I would check my liver, I would check my ferritin levels, that is very important for girls. And then my vitamin B12 for vegans and vegetarians, that is a must. I would check magnesium, I would check vitamin D. Everyone should be checking their vitamin D during the winter, and many other vitamins and minerals, because being deficient in many of these can have tiredness as a symptom. So again, if you want to be healthy and if you want to be in shape, there are 3 important things to keep in mind: food, sleep, and training. And if you take care of these 3 things, you shouldn't have problems with feeling tired, or you shouldn't have problems with losing weight. But if you find it extremely hard to lose weight, or if you feel extremely tired, definitely visit your doctor, because you might have some underlying health condition and your doctor is probably going to be able to help you to fix those issues that you are having. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And then if you want me to make more videos like this, if you want me to share more tips related to this topic, write that in the comments down below, and then write any questions that you have as well, because I do read all the comments, and if there is some question that I can help you with, I will gladly make a video related to that. So thank you very much for watching, stay healthy, stay in shape, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye!